Welcome, folks. I'm Jaby Koay, joined by SABRAW, and we're continuing on with Love, Death, and Robots. We're going to be looking at Good Hunting first, and then we'll look at the 2 episodes after that, The Dump and Shape Shifters, because we're doing 3 episodes at a time because they're shorter. If you guys haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and pretty please vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. Speaking of which, if you're watching this on YouTube, you will see a cut down version of our reaction because we're only allowed to show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture. But if you want to watch the whole thing with us, uncut and uninterrupted, head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/JabyKoay, or become a member of this channel where you can watch the whole show with us, but you will need your own Netflix subscription, so you can open it up in an adjacent window to our reaction, and it's like you're watching it with 2 of your favorite pals from the internet. Now, if you're watching this on memberships or Patreon already, thanks so much for supporting us here. Here we go, let's jump back into this.
My father was a spirit hunter, one of the brave men who protected humanity. Holy Jing cannot resist the cries of the man she's bewitched.
The kid's nose design is interesting.
Yeah.
From the front, it's got a...
Don't stare at her. She'll entrance you.
If that's the witch, sign me up for the next haunting.
Definitely, bewitch me.
Yeah.
Piss! Toss it on her before she changes!
Oh no.
I get it. Oh boy.
Trapped in this half form.
And a half form, wow.
Oh damn.
She's made her den here. Go around back.
I feel like the sun shouldn't be alone.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
A man can fall in love with a hulajing just like he can with a human woman.
Yen! Do not speak to that human! You know how dangerous they are!
Oh.
Oh no.
The day when there's good money to be earned.
Leave her alone!
This isn't your business, boy.
Why don't you go find what you're looking for elsewhere?
Yes, of course.
Why did the Three Stooges move scare him?
Yeah.
I imagine my true form leaping from beam to ledge to terrace roof until I am at the top of this island.
I enjoyed my work. As the years passed,
It's a bit steampunkish.
Yeah.
these machines were otherworldly and alive. They felt akin to magic.
Cat's like, I would, but I'm not gonna. I love how he's sleeping in a martial arts pose.
Yeah.
I told him no. That word coming from me. A terrible thing had been done to me.
Oh boy.
Good hunting, Yen.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, I see. Well, as a whammon, as a female, what did you
Whammon.
What did you think?
That was awesome.
You liked it?
Yeah, every woman hopes that, or at least I do, someday, hopefully tomorrow, I evolve some sort of power where I can fend off men.
You can. It's called martial arts.
You think if a guy with equal martial arts, just based on physicality,
The
like
chances of a guy who would harass you like that, having some crazy martial arts skills, I think the chances of those 2 things being in the same individual are on the smaller side. Does it happen? Are there people with martial arts talent out there who harass women, who assault women? Yeah, I mean, Steven Seagal's got, you know, accusations against him, but I don't think that combination happens as frequently as you might imagine. If you have some martial arts skills, then you might be all right. I don't know.
okay, so maybe I will.
Okay.
But I thought this episode was really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that it just looked really cool. I love that they played with magic and this steampunk vibe.
Yeah.
And watching the way people evolve and humans evolve, and under the sometimes we haven't hit like the guise of progression.
Yeah.
Because progression's great, but sometimes it can be manipulated. So I like that.
Yeah, I mean, there are progressive movements out there with charities that, you know, they take that progression, and they just line their own pockets with money. That's what makes me afraid of charities and whatnot, because of how often it's corrupt. And then government as well. You know, I mean, this could be interpreted any number of ways. The only thing that I didn't like was, first off, do you sleep naked? Because I don't.
No.
I don't. I'm not an old man or anything, but I always get afraid of like some kind of accident happening in bed.
Or if something had to happen where you had to like run out of bed, or someone, like, you don't want to be that compromised. Exactly. Like, I feel like that's not setting yourself up for success. Yeah,
exactly. I'm always, at least throw some boxers on or something. Dude was like full on naked. But anyway, the show is full of nudity at this point, so I'm like, you just got to accept it or move on. What bothered me was the accents. It's just like, okay, so they're in their homeland, right? And yet there's this like very strong Asian accent in when they're speaking. I'm like, what is the point of that? Either have them speak normal English or have them speak in their native tongue. I can read subtitles, I'm used to it. But if you want them to speak in their just English, just have them speak normal English. Why does it have to have an accent assigned to it? While it's cool that your main characters are Asian and you have this very Asian setting, it still feels kind of like this exoticism of Asians, when it's like...
Or like fetishizing.
Yeah, it's like, I'm half Asian. You listen how I don't talk like this, you know? That's not how I speak. And my mom doesn't talk like that either. So she might have a slight Asian accent, but it's nowhere near that level. That's the one thing that kind of nerved me a little bit. I could kind of understand it because he moved to an English land. He's speaking their tongue, and so naturally he would have an accent. I'm like, okay, if you want to do that, then he should be speaking Chinese or whatever the language is in his homeland. Otherwise, just make it like flat across the board, just like normal accent, you know, like they do in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
And give us subtitles.
And give us or give us subtitles. You know, overall, I enjoyed the style of it. I thought it was pretty cool. Because I'm not a lady, I'm like, I can't put myself quite in that mindset that you were talking about just now, but I can put myself in the mindset of vulnerability. I've had my car broken into. That's totally the same, right?
No, yeah. Completely same level. Yeah, I guess that I could see that from your side. From my side, being a woman, it is such a... I always talk about how the witch trials never ended. You know, like, we still have this hysteria against women. Not everyone, but a large portion of society will place blame on women and make them become the perpetrator of things that they're not even doing, like, or in an effort to protect themselves, now they've become the villain, which is messed up. And so I liked that this different play on it, where it's like an Asian witch hunt of these magical women. There's two things going on. Firstly, there was a misunderstanding of who these people were. Who you thought was the bad guy is not really the bad guy, right? I don't know what they were hunting, but like, there was this dialogue that they were having when he was a young boy, and she's like, we're not the villains, you are hunting us, blah, blah, blah. And so in that, you could deduce anything. It could be racism, right? That's an easy one to go to, where you're like, oh, they're the other, and therefore they're dangerous, and we have to hunt them, or whatever it might be, or enslave them, whatever that might be, you know? And then eventually, the old generation dies off, the new generation's more accepting. So there's that took place. What I found wildly unrealistic, though, was when she was butt-ass naked in front of this young boy who'd never seen a lady before, and he's not losing his shit a little bit, because he's just having an argument with her. I'm like, yo, that's a naked broad in front of you, and she's beautiful. There's no way you're gonna be able to have a normal conversation at that moment. Just no way. Like, I'm just putting myself in his shoes. Even if I was in the middle of a hunt, if a naked lady showed up in front of me that was relatively close to my age, I wouldn't even be able to speak. My voice would have just dropped out. I've been in that I was in that circumstance as a young dude, and I couldn't even speak. I was just so shocked that was going. Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know how to respond to the situation because it was my first experience, right? That's all I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, that's some bullshit. Yeah. You know? Especially in an era which would have presumably been more conservative. There was a point in time when the ankle was exciting for a guy. Hilarious.
Because women were so fully clothed. Yeah. Right? I think that we are losing a lot of that because of Instagram and just social media in general. Like, a lot of what was once held in high value is no longer held in high value because it's such easy access. Even pornography is so easy to get access to, so things are not held in high regard anymore. And that makes me a little bit sad, because I'm like, no, I want to keep some of that. Mystery's dope. Like, I think people totally undervalue mystery. If anything, let's go the other way and let's make it where guys can't show their nips, you know? Let's even it out so women get excited when they see a guy's nipples. I don't know. Maybe women don't give a shit about that. But like, I think that is perfectly acceptable, the sexualization of boobs. Me personally, I'm just going to put that out there. I think it's good and we should keep it forever. It's just one extra level of turn on. I know that's like a very conservative point of view and you're on the opposite end of the spectrum and you're like, New York, baby, free the nip. I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for my comments about boobs. All I'm saying is that, like, there's a happy medium. And I think that we're moving towards an extreme, and that's what concerns me, I guess. Extremes in any situation's not good. Yeah. So I hear you on that. Yeah. But I think extremes are caused from
the opposite side, like severe coverage.
Sure. I just think women should be fighting a different fight. They should be fighting to make men cover their nips up. Sometimes guys don't want to see other guys' nips. Sometimes it's too much.
I'm fighting for guys in relationships to break the seal on pooping so that girls don't have to.
Wait, do what now? This is getting weird. What happened?
So women, like all across the board, you know how like guys are always like, women don't poop.
Oh yeah, I'm totally on board with that.
Right? It's like, so.
But in fairness, like I will leave the room if I have to fart.
Yeah, that's great.
I will leave and I will like turn on a whole bunch of music and like, if you're here and I gotta go poo poo, I'm gonna like turn on the music full blast. I'm like, STEPH SABRAW will not know that Jaby has a poo.
Yeah. I guess the point is that.
You just want it to be fair.
Yes.
Yeah, it is fair because I hide.
Yeah. I would do the same. You have to be polite. You don't want to stink up a room. But I'm saying that the conversations have to be open between men and women.
Why does poo keep coming up today? I did a self-tape audition earlier today, and my story was about how I couldn't use a bathroom at the Taj Mahal.
Everything comes back to it.
The assholes wouldn't leave. I had to call the goddamn sheriff to cart them and their scrawny fucktard kids away.
Ew.
Oh
Why would you step on that?
God damn it.
Oh, it was an accident.
See it.
Fuck.
This guy's gross.
I don't know. A dead possum.
That doesn't look like husband material.
Another day, another eviction.
That doesn't look like the kind of guy you want to take home to your mom.
Nope.
This dump's my home. The only one I ever had. And whosoever it trespasses shall be struck down with fire and lightning. I'm about to blow your head off, fat boy.
Everything in this dump has got to go.
How about we crack a couple of cold beers while you still want Otto and me gone when I'm done? Well, I'll sign whatever you want and we clear on out.
That's confidence.
The art of negotiation.
I don't have time for drunken ramblings and crazy stories.
Offer your lighter. He smokes also. Not gonna offer?
Friend, Pearlie, we're having a drink.
Oh.
Everything I need ends up here eventually.
Oh, yeah? What about women?
Whamming.
Ramming.
They got these river trash whores. Oh, boy. They can suck the chrome off a trailer head. Hey, you hear that?
Just rats. Tell me about the whores.
Why did you even go to the toilet? He might as well have just. Yeah, at that point, the stream just cuts off.
We gotta get the hell out of Dodge! There's no better a crap sticking out of it! It's all shiny and wet!
Wouldn't you pull your pants up? Like, that's the first thing I would have done.
Whatever it ate became a part of it.
Oh, I got his lighter.
What?
The dump's my home. Best damn home I've ever had.
Oh, what? I don't understand the point of that one. Someone smarter than me in the comments, please explain it to me. I don't. Okay, so hold on. What? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Because everything here seems to have a lesson, and it's often about environmentalism or racism, something that, you know, amongst the typical 3 or 4 messages you'll hear talked about, especially by, I guess, liberal-leaning folk. I'm in the middle, so just full disclosure. But I'm trying to, like, understand what they're talking about here, because environmentalism usually talks about how our garbage is polluting the ozone layer, it's causing global temperatures to rise, et cetera, we need to, you know, shrink our carbon footprint, and all that good stuff. We're creating a new island in the ocean with garbage, which is bad. All the human interference into the ocean ecosystem and all that stuff is bad. And we're overfishing and all that stuff. So the idea is to leave the garbage, like allow the garbage to keep accumulating. I'm trying to like remove the garbage element from this and understand what the larger message is here. I guess maybe you just don't understand what someone else's home could. I don't know what the message is here. I'm really reaching.
I feel like it could be, you know, like another man's trash is another man's treasure.
One man's treasure is
one
man's trash is another man's treasure. Yeah.
And the idea that you know, people with more money or a better job in their opinion look down on people for existing in the way that's comfortable to them based on their own standards. So who is this guy who steps on a possum? He's clearly, like we were joking, I wouldn't take him home, but he's gonna pass judgment on this guy. Obviously it's disgusting. I'm passing judgment as well, but it's like, who are we to throw stones?
No, that makes sense. Actually, you're onto something there. Is that, you know, someone who lives a lesser life, we will judge them, but for them it might be paradise. I don't know, man. Like if someone is living in a situation that is highly unsanitary, that's just bad for not just the environment around them, it could be bad for the health of like their children or something like that. You know, there's all kinds of negative repercussions that could come as a result of living in such an unsanitary place. But maybe it's like, I'm very fixated on the fact that it's a garbage dump, and I cannot figure out what that's supposed to be analogous to. Years ago, I was in an anthropology class, and I've probably talked about this on the channel before. She was talking about how in Papua New Guinea, there is this tradition that they have that to this day doesn't make any sense to me. You know how over here we have a bar mitzvah and a bar mitzvah?
Yeah.
And that qualifies a young boy becoming a man.
Yeah.
Because that's the Jewish tradition. Over there in Papua New Guinea, in order to become a man, you have to ingest the seed of a grown-up man from the source. Can you imagine how that's done? Over here, that would be statutory. Great. Over there, that's just part of, that's the culture. You know, you have to ingest the seed straight from the source. And I'm like, immediately I was like gag reflex inducing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what, why would you, you know, to this day, I think that's grody, super grody, but that's their culture. And maybe I'm not supposed to get it. Maybe I'm not supposed to frown upon it and be like, oh, that's terrible. Maybe I'm supposed to just accept that because that's what they've been doing for hundreds of years.
Wow, I had no idea.
I still don't know what the hell this is supposed to say.
But yeah, if it's
for sure.
that.
Yeah, I don't know what it's talking about. Maybe it's not supposed to be meaningful. Maybe it's just supposed to be amusing. But all I can tell you,
that we apply meaning into things based on what serves us or what we understand.
Well, thus far, every single one seems to be saying something about humanity. I don't really know what this one is saying. Maybe it's not supposed to be a positive message. Maybe the message is that people who live in these vile places will fight tooth and nail to keep it. Maybe that's what it is. But what I can tell you is this much. If I was peeing and I heard something rummaging nearby, small, big, whatever it is, first thing I'm doing is I'm pulling my pants up. Even if I pee my pants, I'm pulling my pants right up because that is like super vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm also not walking towards it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you're also not full Caucasian, so.
No.
That might be more of a horror movie trope. But
nope.
But I have seen some pretty audacious things in the news, like a woman, Caucasian lady, who like goes into a pit with a bear or something to go get her phone back. I'm like, it's a phone.
No, goodbye.
Yeah.
Nothing's that important.
It's replaceable, but
yeah.
You know.
I don't do Ouija boards. I don't mess in bear caves.
Ouch. Why would you do that to yourself?
Hold up.
Oh, so he's the shapeshifter?
All right.
Talk to me, bro.
Oh.
Werewolf.
That thing was not built to code.
No.
That fell apart right away.
You alright, Decker?
Yeah, fucker almost shot my dick off.
That was what I was thinking about too. Awfully close.
Sign him up on our side.
I don't think you can hit a target that tiny.
Oh wow, that's mean. So he's barefoot because he's part animal, I guess, or can shapeshift into one. But even so, even if you were an animal like that, wouldn't that hurt?
Yes.
It's really hot.
Try not to piss off any of the regulars while you're up there, all right?
Oh, if they're smart, they'll be trying hard not to piss me off. If you need anything, I'll just be right at the top of that hill, okay?
You're so full of shit.
Yeah, and you're an idiot.
I think it's an interesting concept.
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Well, we'll be right behind you, and we're plugging anything that comes down that hill on 4 legs.
Parkour!
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's a slaughter. What?
Damn. He got messed up. I mean, they all did.
Was it an explosion?
I've got his scent now.
I can track him.
Good. I want him alive.
I think I just started to get the analogy. I mean, obviously there's the, like, historically, we enlist minorities and then don't treat them fairly. But I mean, more recently, we probably had soldiers fighting for us that were of that ethnicity that were not treated kindly. Uh-oh. Are you scared? I'm scared.
Yeah, I am. Why? He smelt him. Does he just want to kill him and not find him alive?
It's personal.
Oh.
That dude is full on naked.
Oh, whoa. What? Oh.
Oh, whoa!
There's two of them? That's...
Altered beast.
Whoa. Oh,
Oh, damn. That's barely hanging on.
Yo. Oh my gosh. You need to see a doctor. Oh man.
Oh, he's healed up. That's good.
Fucking animal.
But I'm done wearing your leash.
Period. This guy. You don't deserve them.
See you in the wild, my friend.
That was cool.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a werewolf interpretation like that.
I thought it was really neat. I get fascinated with stories like that. Like if you were to take something that is usually saved for highly fantastical folklore type stories and whatever, and just sort of take that one little thing and put it into something that's normal for all intents and purposes. I like this idea a lot. I think it's super, super cool, and tell a story within that. To me, it's analogous to, I mean, they said it in the, like, Afghanistan or Iraq sort of situation, and so I think, okay, what could that possibly be talking about? My ex-girlfriend is half Afghani. Her dad is the Afghani one, and he actually was working for the U.S. military, interpreting terrorist interrogations. And I don't want to say anything more than that, but it's just in terrorist interrogations. And so he would interpret whatever they were saying for the U.S. military. I don't know how he was treated. I never asked him. I just, like, that was a conversation I figured was off limits, so I never bothered with it. I can't imagine that if you are of Afghani descent fighting in, you know, in Afghanistan, that maybe you're not treated as respectfully, you know? I can imagine this goes all the way back, you know, whatever era we're in, whatever war we're fighting. Like if we're fighting in the Korean War and the Korean soldiers on our side, maybe they're not treated as nicely. During the World War II, Japanese American citizens who were living here were put into internment camps. We treat our own, even though they're on our side, very strangely, even though they're on our side, just because they look like the enemy, or, you know, and so that's what I think it's kind of talking about, but in this sort of cool, fantastical way. I thought that fight at the end was neat. I like the animation style. I don't know if it's mocap or not. I'm pretty sure there's mocap involved in there, but
I thought it covered a lot of topics in one story, and it was interesting that they had two white guys who are werewolves but still show a race issue.
That's what we've been doing for a while, though, with like comic books and like X-Men, for instance. A lot of the superheroes are white.
Totally, the mutants are but it was cool seeing it specifically in war times like this, because like you were saying, historically this has happened with minorities who have fought for us.
Yeah.
And I loved how if you read any race books about race, and the idea of racism and where that comes from. I like when he was like, I think they're just jealous, because if you look into it a little bit, not all of it, that's such a trivialized way to view racism, but there is jealousy in terms of people who don't look like you, who might have other skill sets by you just based off biology and how your body works.
Yeah.
So I thought that was fascinating. And the idea of war, like, it's so complicated. You're fighting for your country that you love, but there's a lot of messed up things in it that make it not as honorable as we'd wish it was.
The idea that you would recruit, I guess, werewolves to fight on your behalf, if werewolves indeed existed, that would be a weapon that we would use. And I do wonder how they would be treated. I can imagine that they would be treated as displayed here, as illustrated here, because they're not normal, and you'd wonder if your prejudices would kick in, because you'd wonder if you were going to be like the ire of their...
Yeah,
the source of their ire. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand why someone would be afraid, but it's like, it sucks because they're fighting as an American, and yet they're treated like a dog.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, I gotta be friends with the werewolves. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you're smart, you ally.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I enjoyed that a lot. You guys hopefully enjoyed it too. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon, please, all notifications, and vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
STEPH.
Peace out.